Welcome to Session 6, Explore the Bible. We continue through the book of Isaiah. Today we're in Isaiah chapter 31, looking at a passage where there is a warning to the Israelites who are under siege by the Assyrians, and they have concern for their own well-being. And you know what happens when we find ourselves in trouble is we look for the answer. We wonder, where's the answer going to come from? Sometimes we try to solve our own problems instead of allowing the Lord to solve them for us when He has said, I'm going to take care of this. And then we wait and we're like, well, you haven't done it yet. Where's the answer? We haven't seen it yet. Lord, when are you going to show up? When are you going to do something? When are you going to save us? And the Lord says, well, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it when I'm ready to do it. And sometimes we try to fix our own problems, right, instead of just trusting in the Lord for Him to act and work. And that's kind of what is going on in the passage today. So let's look at Isaiah 31, verse 1. It says, woe to those who go down to Egypt for help and who depend on horses. They trust in the abundance of chariots, in the large number of horsemen. They don't look to the Holy One of Israel. They do not seek the Lord. Woe to those who go down to Egypt. So you hear what's happening here is there is this temptation, right? Let's go down to Egypt and get them to help us. No, Israel's done this before. It's always disastrous. But let's go and get their help. We get their army up here and they'll protect us, right? They'll be our salvation. And you know, they've got horses, they've got chariots, they've got a lot of soldiers, you know, big army. We'll trust they can take care of this for us. We'll make a deal with them. And here's the problem with that. I guess if the Lord said go down there, that's one thing, but it says they don't look to the Holy One of Israel. They don't seek the Lord. They're not asking God what He wants. They're not asking the Lord, where is our salvation going to come from? How are you going to do this? They're not asking God's opinion about it. They're not looking for His leadership on it at all. They're just going to solve their own problem. You ever been there? Where you're just going to solve it instead of saying, okay, Lord, what do you want to do? I think a lot of us, I certainly have this where I want to solve my problems, right? I don't want to bother the Lord with this. I think I know how I can get out of this. Look, go to the Lord, no matter what it is, take it to the Lord, talk to Him about it, seek His wisdom, seek His leadership. The Lord looks out for you. The Lord loves you. The Lord's concerned about you. The Lord wants to help you. Let Him do so. Seek His wisdom. Seek His insight. Look to the Lord for your salvation. Look to the Lord for your help. Look what He says. Egyptians are men, not God. Their horses are flesh, not spirit. So is your statement to Him, you're going to Egypt. They're just people. You could go to God, and you're just going to go to people. You want horses to help you. You don't want the Spirit of God to be involved. You know, when the Lord raises His hand to strike, the helper will stumble. The one who's helped will fall. Both will perish together. He's saying, look, you go get their help. You go enlist them. When the Lord raises His hand, He's going to strike down them and you. You're both going to fall. You're both in trouble here. So you may think, well, we're going to figure out our way here. We'll just do this. We won't bother God with this. Look, not only is that person who tries to help you, they're not going to be successful, but you're not either. You're going to fall at the same time. They can't help you. Why settle for less? Why settle for weakness? When you can have God, why do less? He says, like hovering birds, so the Lord of armies will protect Jerusalem. By protecting it, He will rescue it. By sparing it, He will deliver it. You see this promise that the Lord has. He says, I'm like a bird protecting its babies. I'm going to protect it. I'm going to spare it. I'm going to deliver it. I will rescue the nation. Trust in the Lord. This is who the Lord is. And maybe it's because we don't know who the Lord is, or we don't trust who the Lord is, or we don't trust that He would care about everything. We think He only takes care of big stuff and not little stuff, or maybe we think He only takes care of other people and not us. Or maybe it is we think He's not really concerned about my life. He's just concerned about the important people's lives. Or he's got so much trouble with the nation or with the state. He didn't have time to mess with. No. He's the Lord. Go to the Lord. He's your God. He's your God. Go to Him and speak to Him and share with Him and pour your heart out and wait on Him. Because His answer's better. And maybe it's just because sometimes we can't see or we get impatient. Wait on the Lord. Wait for His answer to show up. Return to the one the Israelites have greatly rebelled against. For on that day, every one of you will reject the silver and gold idols that your own hands have sinfully made. So we see what's happening here in Israel is that Israel has walked away from God. And so, you know what happens sometimes when we walk away from the Lord, when we fall away or we backslide. Some people say, I don't really like that phrase, but we get out of fellowship with the Lord. Well, I feel guilty about going back to the Lord because I haven't really been to church or I haven't been involved, and so we don't want to go ask of Him. We don't want to. We're hesitant to come home. He says, "Look, return." You hear this? Israelites have walked away, so let's go to Egypt and get help, because how can we ask God for help? I mean, look how we've lived recently, right? Return to the Lord. Come back. You've rebelled against Him. Come back. You hear this invitation from the Lord? Return. Return. Come home. For on that day you return, you'll reject these idols that you've invested, this life that you've invested so much in, you'll reject that because you know there's a better, right? There's better. Why have that little thing, that wooden thing, that when I can have the Lord? Why settle for so much less? Look, the Lord's invitation is there. Come back. Return. Return. O sinner, come home, right? Come back to the Lord. He says, then on that day, Assyria will fall. Your enemy's going to fall. Okay, so they were worried about Assyria. They're going to go to Egypt. The Lord says, look, I'm going to take care of Assyria. I'm going to take care of them. On that day, they're going to fall. They're not going to survive this. They're going to fall. But look at this, but not by human sword. A sword will devour him, but not one made by man. He will flee from the sword. His young men will be put to forced labor. His rock will pass away because of fear, and his officers will be afraid because of the signal flag. This is the Lord's declaration, whose fire is in Zion and whose furnace is in Jerusalem. Assyria is going to fall, but it says your army or Egypt's army, they're not having anything to do with it. I'm going to take care of this, right? They're not going to fall by a sword made by man. They're not going to run from a sword that some army has. He says that the young men are going to be put to forced labor. Their rock will pass away because of fear. Their officers will be afraid. There's going to be destruction. He will flee from the sword, which seems to speak to the king of Assyria, who eventually does die by the sword. The army, 185,000 of them, are killed overnight by the Lord. The Lord takes care of it. That's His promise. That's what the Lord does. He answers our need. He solves our hurt. He takes care of our pain. That's what the Lord does. Don't go other places to try to fill that need or that hurt or that longing. Don't go other places to find that help. Go to the Lord. That's what the Lord does. That's what He does. That's who He is. Go to the Lord. He will take care of your enemies. He will always take care of your enemies. And we think we know how to fix those problems. We don't. The Lord knows how to fix, and He will. Let Him solve those problems for you. Hey, I hope this has helped as you study this week, as you prepare to teach. God bless you for watching this week. I thank you for watching. I really appreciate it very much. Subscribe to our channel. Get notifications each week when the videos go up. And God bless you as you study through the book of Isaiah. We'll see you next time.